I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live from the floor of the NYC with Jim Cramer. Jim, what's on the top of your mind this morning?
Well, mergers. Conceptually, does Hewlett-Packard and Xerox getting together make sense? Yes. Does that necessarily mean that deals happen? No. Those who are buying Hewlett-Packard right here at 21, you better hope a deal occurs because the numbers are way too high. Numbers are way too high because they had not solved the printing problem, and because Loris, the new CEO, really Dion Weisler just passed it off, doesn't have his arms wrapped around it yet. He's doing big restructuring, he has to fire a lot of people, and I just think that it's very disruptive. Would it make sense to be able to go with the consumer side, which is Hewlett-Packard, and the enterprise, which is Xerox? Absolutely. I know the Xerox people, $8 billion, are saying, listen, we have a lot of liquidity, let's get together. I think that they hope that Xerox gets bought by Hewlett-Packard, actually. The enthusiasm from the Hewlett-Packard side is so incredible, and the enthusiasm from the Xerox side is so incredible that maybe there can be discussions. But I have to tell you, the Xerox people are adamant that I don't know what I'm talking about by saying that it might not work. But I've been close to Hewlett-Packard for a long time, and I don't know whether they wouldn't just say, can we please have a little run with Loris before we do that, since Loris hasn't really taken the reins yet. Now, would he take the reins of the joint company? This isn't the way corporate America works. You don't just say, first day, let's do a deal. Now, David Faber correctly said, listen, it's up to the board, and up to the shareholders, but, it is corporate America. There's people between the shareholders, and as I well know from TheStreet.
But Jim, is this a case of too little too late for Xerox and HP Inc.?
No. HP actually has a lot of products that are growing, and good products. The 3D hasn't panned out the way it is, but they've done remarkable things. It will pan out. I do believe that the problem has been Inc. and Europe, and those don't solve themselves overnight. Xerox has a lot of cash, but Xerox $8 billion. And yes, Xerox has big ambitions, and that's terrific. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to work.
Now, Jim, I do want to talk about CVS's earnings, but I want to do that over in our Action Alerts Plus rundown show. So instead, I want to use the Walgreens Boots Alliance as an opportunity to talk about this space. Now, if Walgreens does go private, as reports are saying that they are considering, what does that mean for CVS?
Well, I wish they would go private. If they went private, they would load the balance sheet with debt, and they couldn't be as nimble as CVS. CVS, when the news broke about Walgreens, CVS was kind of unchanged. Next thing you know, CVS was down 80 cents, and that makes no sense. Particularly CVS had a great quarter. But a debt-laden Walgreens is a dead Walgreens because Amazon loves this space. And I just think that you are playing with fire if you take down a lot of debt in your retailer. Every retailer I follow is taking a lot of debt, has not been able to invest against a Walmart, against a Target, against a Costco, against an Amazon. This will be no different. You can't. Look at Macy's, it's so tempting, but they have to invest more. They have to hire more people. They have to be more technologically savvy. When you have that situation and you get behind investment in retail, you're dead. So whoever's thinking about doing an LBO, it's ill-advised. The fact is that Rite Aid is a good example of what happens when you have too much debt.
Who would replace Walgreens in the Dow, Jim?
Who would replace Walgreens in the Dow? I don't know. I'll tell you the industries that I think that are underrepresented. I do think that you still want, you want a Facebook in there.
All right, Jim.
Amazon, I don't know. I wish they'd split. They don't split. The institutions they'd rather buy one share than 10 shares because it's lower commission. But I do think that these stocks are too illiquid to be in the Dow.
Uber's lockup period expires today.
Right.
And you guys in your portfolio bought Facebook when the lockup period expired.
Yes.
Is now the time to buy
Facebook
Uber?
always had a great balance sheet. Facebook was committed to making money. Facebook had a difficult transition from desktop to mobile, and they had screwed that up. But they promised that they were going to move into mobile aggressively and had spent a lot of money to do so. And we believed in them, and that's why we did it. Now, Uber is saying that 2021 is their year. It's almost as if Uber is saying, if you don't sell our stock, we might accelerate when we're going to be profitable by getting out of things that are not profitable. So I think there could come a time. I don't really care for Uber because if they mean what they say, then they're not going to sell Uber Eats. The business of delivery is not a business. It's a win for outfits like McDonald's. Remember, I've been saying for the last 3 points it's a buy. It's a win for outfits like Starbucks, which I think is a buy. But it's a loser for anyone in delivery because it's so cutthroat and the margins are going to go down, down, down.
Jim, we had a fantastic show yesterday on bullmarketfantasy.com. It was so much fun. We even brought in Sports Illustrated's Nick Costas.
Yes. Look, I think that bull market fantasy is a combination of stock knowledge and disciplines, player knowledge and disciplines, and strategy. And we try to mix it all in. I am not doing this from the point of view of just being a fantasy expert. I'm a fan who knows stocks and also dabbles. So we always try to relate it to not to education. And I regard anyone who is, I'm not going to do a program that's not about education because I am not going to switch courses and suddenly start doing sports after being a sports writer in the 70s. But I think it's a lot of fun, and the way we intertwine stocks with players is a joy, so people should listen to it.
All right, Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Guys, thanks for
We have
watching.
another one tomorrow, 10:45.
We do, live at 10:45 a.m. over on bullmarketfantasy.com. And guys, if you're watching and you want to hear more about CVS, we're going to talk about it over on our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown Show over on actionalertsplus.com. I'm Catherine Russ, and we'll see you tomorrow.